mistake, Greg. The floor is yours. What do you want to say to us?
I mean, if you can associate me with anyone, it's the 3-7 Raiders. No, we stuck with it. You know, I've learned on this show and in life, like, you need to celebrate your victories. You got to let people know when you're ahead. So let's see that board, too, because I had a great week. It wasn't just all about the Raiders. Put that crown on me. Put it on it. This is like the first time, so I'm just going to enjoy it, and then I'm going to start losing again this week.
Well done. Cynthia and I are tied this week, and Patrick is probably still on the tippity top.
No, it was a bad week.
That's fine.
But you know what? Like Greg said, we celebrate the previous week.
How many games behind were you, though?
I think.
Like, what's the total?
I think I've caught up. I think you might be overall in the lead. Like,
we shall see. Okay, let's get to some of these games. Playoff rematch on
Where's
Sunday.
my crowd?
Last year's AFC divisional. An A.J. Brown touchdown tied the game heading into the fourth quarter. The Titans got the ball back late with a chance to take the lead, but a Ryan Tannehill interception set up the Bengals to kick a game-winning field goal. Bengals won 19-16. Woohoo! Okay, so not quite the same stakes in week 12, obviously. But Greg, the Bengals are 2.5-point favorites on the road. Who do you like in this one?
I struggled with it, and then I thought, the Titans are underdogs at home with the way they're playing. All the disrespect needs to stop. I'm taking the Titans to win this game by a field goal, and it's partly because Ryan Tannehill finally has some weapons around him to throw to. Treylon Burks came off injured reserve last week and made a couple deep plays against the Packers that really opens up their offense. I think he looks more ready than he was early in the season. Robert Woods, Bobby Trees, also with a little extra juice. Some of these receivers that tore their ACL last year, they've taken a little while to get going, but you can see more explosion. And when you protect Ryan Tannehill and Derrick Henry running as well as he does helps protect Ryan Tannehill, then he can still spin it. And, like, when's the lack of respect for the Titans ever going to stop this season? How many more games do they have to win, Cynthia?
I feel like they feed off of that. They probably still want to be disrespected. Cynthia?
Well, I have them winning too, so
Okay,
I have kind of the same exact argument. I have 24-23. I also think the missing pieces for the Bengals do matter. Of course, I like Samaje Perine, but no Joe Mixon and probably no Jamar Chase, so that's a problem for them as well. But I really want to talk about Treylon Burks and his return because you talked about it. It spreads the field, and remember, the Bengals are without Chidobe Awuzie, which is a big loss in that secondary. They're also missing some other pieces as well. So when you have that, combined with the fact that, I don't know, when there's pressure on Joe Burrow and there's not enough, that's just a mess. So when I look to see what's going on with this, Treylon Burks adding that vertical threat, that vertical element, creates an opportunity for Derrick Henry to have even more space to run. Those two things combined to me means this is kind of a team that, I don't know, you're right, they're not getting a ton of as much respect.
They're getting better every week.
Well, yeah, but they're just not getting, they're maybe getting better every week, but they're not getting respect every week. See the line this week.
Respect or disrespect come from the birthday boy.
And I think the sad thing is the Titans won't be able to use this show as an example of the national media not respecting them. I've got them winning as well by a field goal, 26-23, because I'm looking back at the Cincinnati Bengals defense in the past 3 weeks. Both Najee Harris and Nick Chubb have gone over 100 yards from scrimmage against this Bengals defense. Cynthia mentioned that Chidobe Awuzie is out. And they're giving up a whole lot of yards, especially on the ground. Both of those guys had 2 rushing touchdowns, and now they're playing against Derrick Henry. The last time these two teams played, Derrick Henry was coming off of the injury he played in the playoff game, the game where Jeffrey Simmons was basically in the backfield the entire game. I think the Titans win this one. A field goal may not be enough, and I'm with you, Greg. I don't understand how they're dogs at home in this one.
Patrick, you said, they're going to have to keep on looking to find that disrespect. Oh, no. Look no further, baby. Look no further. I am going Bengals. I am taking the favorites 27-24. Yes, sing my national anthem. Cynthia, I know that you said maybe no Jamar Chase. I say nay. I'm going to be positive about it. I think that he is coming back. They said, Zach Taylor said he looked great this week when he was playing. The last game he played in, 2 touchdowns, over 130 yards. The game right before that one, 2 touchdowns, over 130 yards. I think he comes back. I think they ball out. We think of this team as the Super Bowl hangover team. I think they've put up over 79 points in their last 2 games.
Rachel's
So
feeling
Titans,
herself today.
buckle up.
She's like, Canada's got the better Thanksgiving, and I got the Bengals. That's Rachel.
That is true. Titans take a screen grab of that. And if I'm wrong, don't send it to me. Okay, I know we had 3 games yesterday, but can we please just go back to Mexico City 4 days ago? Sure, we'll talk about it here in a second, but there's no way we will do it with this kind of enthusiasm. Take a look at this.
3rd down and 3, Garoppolo. La movilidad que también tiene Jaurini. Primero y gol. Y esto va a acabar en touchdown. George Kittle.
It's a play action, a flip to Debo coming back the other way, left, led by Croft and Trent Williams and Ayuk.
A la 20, Debo Samuel. Touchdown. Debo Samuel.
Okay, so MJ Acosta was at this game. I was just talking to her, and she said that this was the closest atmosphere to a Super Bowl outside of the Super Bowl that she has ever experienced in her life. So much fun. Cynthia, good luck matching that energy, but I'd love to see you try. What do you like of this?
Super Bowl.
Yeah, do it.
I have a 10-point win for the 49ers, 27-17 in this matchup. But I do want to talk about Chris Olave because I think there's a lot of good things that my other coworkers here are going to say about the Niners. So I do want to talk about Olave and how he's been such this deep threat. And if there's one area that I'm looking at the San Francisco 49ers on and I'm trying to see, are they going to be like the NFC representative in the Super Bowl? In stopping those deep passes and those deep attempts that Olave has been so great at catching, the secondary is one area where I am like, is this the one spot that the Niners could be beat? So Chris Olave could step up big here. All those air yards, all those receptions. He's having a great season. He should definitely be in consideration for Offensive Rookie of the Year if you haven't thought of it already.
He's my pick so far. I love Olave, but I don't love anything else about the Saints.
That's why I picked Olave.
Right, no, I know. I just don't even think this is going to be close. I have a 38-10 final score. These are two teams heading in opposite directions. Yeah, I mean, this Saints team, I think, are ready to give up. And when teams play against the Rams these days, you feel like they're kind of slump busters, the Rams. The fact that the Saints beat the Rams isn't going to solve anything. Jimmy Garoppolo is playing with a little more creativity, a little more verve. You saw last week here when he went up to the line of scrimmage, got them to think he was running, then goes deep. When Jimmy Garoppolo starts adding in the second reaction, improvisational skills, it's over for the defense. I think he's got a little more extra juice lately. Claybun's laughing. That's how little he respects Jimmy Garoppolo. Since those cheerleaders went over to Garoppolo and they didn't even act like Christian McCaffrey was there, I think Garoppolo's gone to another level.
I was laughing at not at Jimmy G.
Respect.
No, I was laughing at the kind of sneak diss. It's like when Jimmy Garoppolo is making unscripted plays, well, you gotta watch out. Actually, it's my second most lopsided game of the week as well. I have the 49ers winning this one 24-11 because while the scoreboard might not always reflect it, this is the top total defense in the entire NFL. And also, since Elijah Mitchell came back after the Christian McCaffrey trade, they've been running the ball really well, over 150 yards in back-to-back games. The Saints offense, other than Chris Olave, like Cynthia mentioned, doesn't have a lot to speak of. I feel like this was one of the easier games for me to pick this week.
Make it a clean sweep. I am going the 49ers as well. Same with Cynthia. I think I have a 10-point win, 34-24. I will say this Sunday, or yesterday, on Thanksgiving, we got a do-over. We got a mulligan for Super Bowl picks. And Cynthia, both her and I put the 49ers in the Super Bowl.
We did.
We are
that allowed?
all in.
We did?
Oh, yeah. Mulligans are allowed.
Yeah, I would like to
We
take
make
the
the
Saints
rules.
out.
We write the scripts. Okay, time for the Drive to Excellence presented by Mercedes-Benz. Cynthia, Christian Watson has been excellent for the Packers lately. Will they have enough juice against the 9-1 Eagles to get this done?
Not to win, but I do think it's only a 5-point win, 24-19, which is maybe a little closer than some people are anticipating. Why? Because I think that they'll use some Aaron Jones. I think rushing against this Eagles team, yes, they have Ndamukong Suh. They brought him in. They tried to figure out how to fill in those defensive tackles, but I do think advantage to Jones here, mostly because they're going to need to, and especially with some shorter passes. This is not a defense that I want to pick against. This is not a defense that I think is a fun one to face as a quarterback, but I think Aaron Jones does give them a bit of an edge to keep things a little bit closer.
Ooh, we were on the same page again, Cynthia. I'm trying to get you back on my good side. You didn't seem happy about the whole crown thing earlier.
Yep, you can.
I feel bad. It was
Always projecting anger from Cynthia.
no, I could feel it. She doesn't like it because she's leading. We gotta
give
give
the
her.
woman her crown. If
Yeah.
the crown's hers, give it to her.
She's telling you she's not angry.
I know. I'm actually fine.
Well, let's go Eagles 26-20. Something like that score. I love how.
Wait, can you just make it 24-20 and then I won't be
Okay,
mad at
let's
you?
make it 24-20. Either way, I'm with Cynthia that it's going to be closer than people expect in this game. I expect the Packers to be competitive, but Jalen Hurts winning from the pocket is ultimately the difference. We know that they can run the ball. They'll probably give up yards on the ground, like Cynthia said. But watch that touchdown late in that Colts game. I love how Jalen Hurts read the middle of the field. It's everything everyone said Jalen Hurts couldn't do. This was a 3rd and 2 later in the game-winning drive. He stayed in the pocket forever, waiting for a receiver to uncover. The big problem for Hurts, I think, in his rookie year and his second year was not being patient, staying in the pocket and going through his reads. He's really developed. We know he's one of the best running quarterbacks in the league and sets up one of the best running games, but now he's making better decisions and he's just more comfortable. He's calm.
Easy breezy.
He's a good-looking guy. They're starting to give him national television ads.
Oh,
I
I
think
saw
people
that.
are
I saw
recognizing,
that on Thanksgiving.
let's get on with it, Jalen.
Columbia.
Let's get on with it, Jalen.
I'm just saying, the rest of the country is getting it.
Everybody's finally catching on to where Greg
That's
was.
your tagline. Let's get on with it,
Let's
Jalen
get on
Hurts.
with being attractive, Jalen. and honestly, the late rushing touchdown, because of course the deniers and the haters will say, oh, that's all he does is run. That was a tendency breaker for the Eagles to call a quarterback draw in that situation in the game winner against the Colts. And that rushing offense, I think, is a big factor in this game. The top 10, the Packers bottom 10 in terms of rushing defense. So they're going to load up the box, and that creates a situation where A.J. Brown is going to be matched up one-on-one, and it's going to be a bounce-back game for him after 2 slower games, especially the Monday night game where he had the ankle injury. I think it's a big day for A.J. Brown. The Eagles win, not quite big enough to get the cover, 26-21, Philadelphia.
We are all sharing the same brain today. Same, Eagles, but I feel like the Packers kind of stay in it. We saw Aaron Rodgers kind of not looking like Aaron Rodgers on Thursday Night Football a couple of weeks ago, and he was just kind of, a little bit wonky. But I feel like after the game, he actually took ownership of his mistakes, and maybe he was a little bit hurt, but the Aaron Rodgers that we've been seeing lately, he's throwing everybody under the bus. But this time around, he's like, this was my fault. I feel like, a guy like Aaron Rodgers isn't going to have 2 games in a row like that. I think he bounced back here and keeps it close against the Eagles. Okay, guys, do you remember February? The Winter Olympics were a thing, and so were the Rams. They were great. So fun to watch. Played in the Super Bowl right over there. I just want Rams fans to remember the good times because, oh boy, yep, he might be crying for a different reason right now. The season's not been so great. And hey, look, they've got the Chiefs this week, okay? How bad is it going to be? The spread is 15.5. I believe that's the biggest underdog that Sean McVay has been with the Rams. Who wants to start us off here?
I will start us off because 15.5 points is disrespectful. I've got a 15-point Chiefs win. And the reason is I think the Rams are going to keep this one on the ground. No Matthew Stafford, out with the concussion. And then this guy, Kyron Williams, comes in and gets 7 carries. So he plays 55% of the snaps. They also throw him the ball 2 times. Darrell Henderson, who I've wondered, does Sean McVay not like him? Well, something happened because Darrell Henderson is no longer on the team. He's now in Jacksonville. I think it's a lot of Kyron Williams. Again, for some reason, the Rams keep the ball on the ground, and it's really, these are still professionals. 15.5 points just feels like too much for me. 28-13.
15.5 too much. You're going with 15.
Yeah, 15.
17 for me, so that's kind of wild. 33-16 is my final score. I actually want to talk about the other running back because this Cam Akers drama has been really interesting. And I think when you're facing, what are you laughing at? When you're facing a Chiefs defense like this one, I'm going to hear what you're laughing about here in a second here, Greg. But when you're facing a Chiefs defense like this and you have a lot of, just keep Patrick Mahomes off the field we're going to hear that over and over and over again. You do want to run it, but I think you're going to need to use both running backs, and Cam Akers getting back in the good graces or whatever the drama is. I think we're going to see a good game out of this kid. I've heard really good things about him just in general, about kind of the rapport, the fixed relationship. So, I mean, you're not playing any of these people in fantasy, but in terms of what actually makes a difference in this game, I think both running backs do.
Guys, I want to take you back. I want to take you back to 2018. I remember this is the first year that I was covering football, and I was in a bar. This was a Thursday night football game?
Yeah.
It meant absolutely nothing, but the defense took the night off on both sides. This score was 54-52? Rams winning in those weird jerseys. Gosh, those are ugly. This is not going to be like that. This is no more, okay? We don't circle the calendar for this game anymore. I have the Chiefs winning 35-17. Just way too many injuries. Cooper Kupp, no Matt Stafford, no even John Wolford. They got the backup of the backup of the backup. Bryce Perkins. I'm going Chiefs.
So what? We went from 15 to
15 to 17 to 18.
18. I will go to 20, but I'm going to make it more fun. It's 40-20 Chiefs. And I feel bad. My daughter's actually here today, and she's a huge Rams fan. So let's talk positive about the Rams.
Let's do it, Greg.
Perkins is going to start in this game, and I think that's going to make it watchable. I've been lucky enough to watch a lot of Bryce Perkins in the preseason in person, and you know what?
Tell us.
What?
He's feisty.
There it is.
I think Sean McVay, with a full week to prepare with him as the starters, can just start getting funky, start getting weird, use his legs. He's a playmaker. I think they put up points in this game. I do think he'd be a sneaky fantasy pickup for this game because I think he can get 50, 60 rushing yards, that they can score points because Steve Spagnuolo, the Chiefs defensive coordinator, he's just going to blitz them like crazy, get aggressive, and I think Perkins can make some plays. And at least it'll be fun. Like, let's see it, Sean McVay. We've heard how
I do
smart
feel
you
like
are.
sometimes when quarterbacks are having their first official NFL start, there's some magic that could happen.
Totally.
There's some magic.
Totally.
Can we get a? Do you agree? Are you in the
we
in on
also
the
all
Rams?
picked them. Oh, no, I didn't.
Thumbs up. Okay, thumbs up. Maybe they stay in the game a little bit. Okay. Now we'll see you bright and early on Sunday. Speaking of, we got a big Sunday coming up, and then Steelers Colts on Monday night. Greg, the floor is yours. Who do you like in this one?
I like the Steelers in this game. I like 21-17 for Pittsburgh. I actually am more excited about this game than you would think because the last couple weeks these two teams have gotten watchable. That includes Kenny Pickett. That includes Najee Harris having a little more juice. You've just seen a rookie coming out of their bye, just a little more confident, going down the field, get George Pickens involved more. Najee Harris just did not run with a lot of juice early in the season, and you've seen it the last couple of weeks. They're going to have a lot of Jeff Saturday content. You know, they've got the inside scoop. And wouldn't it just be fun to see the Steelers go ruin the party? That's just maybe makes me sound like a small person, but I am a small person.
I have a lot of Jeff Saturday. I worked with Jeff Saturday
Okay,
at ESPN.
I'm just saying, can't you imagine Mike Tomlin and the boys kind of going on a little
And the
run here at the end?
I mean, I guess. I don't
Cynthia.
know. But I think Jeff Saturday gets the win.
Wow.
I have 23-20 in this matchup. Why? Jonathan Taylor. That's it. That's
Say it
it.
with me.
No. When you see the difference
Gino.
with him in a... Did you say Gino?
That was the
That was a callback.
I was just,
Yeah, it was a call.
No, yeah, no, I understand. Yeah, so Jonathan Taylor, he makes a big difference, right? When he's back in the lineup, there's a lot of good things that happen, not just for him, but also for Matt Ryan. I also think that when you complement him and their secondary, I think that's a nice winning formula against the Steelers. That we've seen some weirdness this year. A little bit of weirdness. And how do you stay away from TJ Watt? You run. Run.
Yeah, they're going to need to because earlier in the season when Matt Ryan had to move, that's when the Colts offense really had problems. I think TJ Watt is going to force him off of his spot. But over on the other side, it's George Pickens. Greg mentioned it, going back talking about George Pickens. Since Kenny Pickett became the starting quarterback, he leads them in targets, receiving yards, and touchdowns. I think we see a lot of George Pickens in this matchup, and the Steelers win it. And what might feel like a score fest considering how these offenses were a few weeks ago. 25-20 Pittsburgh for me.
I'm with you, Cynthia. I am going Colts in this one. Listen, the Jeff Saturday experiment, in the beginning, we were all like, what's this going to be? They beat the Raiders, like, okay, that's fine. But then they lose to the Eagles by just one, and they also hold the Eagles to the lowest amount that they have scored all season, only 17 points. That's got to count for something. I'm going 21-17, Jeff Saturday's Colts. Then we'll maybe be singing a different tune next week. Okay, it is time for quick picks. Greg, we all laughed at you. Usually, we actually do. But we all laughed at you as you took the Raiders week after week. You proved us wrong last week, but will you do it again?
Against
No, I don't want the Raiders to be like my team. No, we're going with Gino. 27-21, largely because of Gino and those mismatches on the outside. DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett against this Raiders secondary, I think, are just going to feast. It wasn't, I'm a huge fan of the Raiders thing. It's just they played a bunch of easy teams. Seattle, not an easy team. I think they're ready to go on a run here at the end, maybe win that.
I love that. I still wish they won in Munich. Still upset about
Same.
that.
Me too.
Okay, Patrick, Chargers, Cardinals. The Hard Knocks cameras were watching. Who have you got?
I will be watching as well. I've actually got the Chargers in this one, but considering the Chargers 23-21, my score, the Chargers wins have come against teams that are combined 15-35-1. And the team that they're playing is a little bit better because this man, Kyler Murray, is back. He's not doing this. He's not staying on the sideline. He will be playing. I know the Monday Night Football broadcast was really proud about the vibes or something that Colt McCoy brings. I think Kyler Murray is the starter for a reason, and the offense is going to be a little bit better.
You want to take the Cardinals. I know this to be a fact. You told me about this.
You're thinking
because
about
I
it.
like,
You don't have a
I
good
like
do it.
Kyler.
Do it.
But
Do it.
I would like to win, and so I'm going to go with who I think is going to win.
Like, oh, it's too
So,
late. The producer.
It's too late. I don't want to change the
just do
graphic.
it.
I don't want to be
They can
trouble
change the
on my
graphic.
birthday.
I am doing what I want. Greg's trying to get me to change my mind. I'm
Wow.
not doing it.
You don't
Some
wanna-
would say
You want to flip it?
no bold picks.
No.
No bold picks.
No.
I got bold
Straybon?
picks coming. I picked the Texans last week.
How did that
I
work?
gotta
This
lock
is not
it
a
up.
problem.
I gotta lock it up. Okay, so in Texans, Dolphins, Miami are 2 touchdown favorites. Can the Texans even keep it close? Can they survive?
No.
No?
28. I mean, not no.
You tried.
I was
You
like,
tried
I
there.
I don't know. I didn't have a better answer. I didn't have like a witty response here. 28-14 is what I have. Kyle Allen's making the start. I think Kyle Allen under pressure is something that we now understand a bit more about. It's not a great situation for him when that happens. The Dolphins have been generating tons of pressure. They even traded for more pressure this trade deadline. So when I'm talking about this Allen situation, you talk about quarterbacks having a little bit of magic when they first start.
When they first
okay,
start, yeah.
maybe. But it also feels like the guys who catch the passes seem a little angry too. I don't know what a wrist/personal injury is, but that seems to be, and maybe plays, but not.
What, they're not happy that they got Kyle Allen?
No, I just think they're just, I don't think it has anything to do with Kyle Allen. I think it has more to do with, I don't know.
I once watched Kyle Allen win a game in London, which not that many people have done. Unfortunately, the Texans defense also has to play in this game, and they're not.
They're going to be out there as well,
Not very good.
unfortunately. So 2 ago.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, Patrick, Bears, Jets. We already know you never take the Jets.
I don't.
Haven't done it all year. Haven't
Are
bothered.
you doing
Surely.
it? Are you doing it?
Surely. You're
Jet-
not
take the Bears.
gonna
Take the
take
Bears. Are you
that.
taking the Bears?
I'm taking the Jets. The streak is over. I am taking the Jets.
Somebody needs to take the Bears here.
Well,
Seriously.
the-
Somebody
Not
needs
to win
take
by
the Bears.
6, though. I mean,
Yeah,
still-
no, I'm not. And because I owe New York, I'm very sorry. I have an apology specifically to issue here, and it is to this man. 1 Super Bowl champion in Joe Flacco. I know it's going to be Mike White starting, but look at Joe Flacco lighting it up at the start of the season. I was getting jokes off. I was like, ha, Joe Flacco. He had 5 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. I would have the Jets covering in this game, but because of the Joe Flacco disrespect. I'm
He's
gonna
not
take
even
the
playing
Jets.
in this game. What does this
17-14.
make any sense?
Take all of them
Because
running
we look back and we apologize. That's all I'm apologizing.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
We were talking about Zach Wilson in the commercial break. You said it doesn't really matter who's starting for this team. Why not? Why not?
Well, I do know one thing. There's been a lot of talk about the press conference for Zach Wilson, as if that matters. It literally does not matter. It matters how you execute and play on the field.
There you
there's,
go.
There's a whole
That's
bunch of,
what I meant. Okay,
he's
that
not.
makes sense.
He's not taking enough. Who cares? Like, is he throwing the ball to people? And he's not. And so they put him on
Right.
the bench, and that's why he's on the
They
bench.
said he needed a reset.
Yeah.
It's just it's like, you reboot.
I mean, you need to reset to like playing in college behind that offensive line. 'Cause
Yeah.
The key part about your Joe Flacco point to me was he's not Zach Wilson, and that's what's good at quarterback for the Jets. Just anyone that's not
Just
Zach
not
Wilson.
Zach Wilson. Okay, just barely outside the playoff picture, going at it in Atlanta. The Commanders are 4-point favorites. Cynthia, what do you like?
I have a 3-point win for the Commanders in this, 23-20. It's interesting because I wanted to talk about Drake London on the other side of this matchup because for my model to be very stingy is like normal, and for it to have a Drake London touchdown, I felt was worthy of bringing up here on this show. So Drake London, obviously no Kyle Pitts in this matchup, and targeting the secondary of the Commanders is a far higher value proposition than running against them. So when I'm looking to see where will the points come from, Drake London, there you go. Welcome to the end zone.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm at the point where I trust the Commanders. Like, I feel like that's a dangerous spot to be. So I have them winning by 1, which is not by 4, so it's not a lot of confidence. But their defense is playing great. If you think back to a couple years ago, it was all about their defensive line when they won that division. Oh, that magical 7-9 season, scoring like 15 points a game with Alex Smith. But the same guys are there, Jonathan Allen and Deron Payne. They stuff the run. They are one of the toughest teams to run on in football. Montez Sweat, everyone knows he gets the pressures. He can stop the run, too, on the edge. edge. Like, they are very well coached, and that's the reason they've won all these games in a row. It's not because of Taylor Heineke. Not that he's doing anything bad. He's just there. But it's the defense, and if you can stop the run, you can probably stop the Falcons. And so I'm taking them by a point. But I don't feel great about it. The Falcons kill me every week. I'm always wrong.
Yeah, it's one of these things where it's like, what's the Falcons team that's going to show up? There's the Falcons team that held the 49ers to 50 yards rushing not too long ago. I am going to pick against the Commanders here in this one, and it's kind of the same reason that I fraudulently picked the Texans last week. But look at what happened in this game. I'm like, oh, the Texans are going to do this. Taylor Heineke is going to throw picks. He's going to put the ball in risk, and then the Texans it up.
We didn't need to show that one.
Well, it just happened.
It happens every week.
Over and over again, where Taylor Heineke is taking chances with the ball, and things just wind up working out. And I think this is the week. This has to be the week where it doesn't. And Cynthia mentioned the opportunity on the outside for Drake London. Benjamin St. Juste has been out of practice all week. One of their better corners, one of the guys that has been making plays. I've got the Falcons 24-21.
The Commanders have something that I would like to call like chaotic confidence. Like it really shouldn't be there, but for some reason they have it. I'm taking the Commanders with a win over here, 21-17. I don't know if you guys have seen this, but Taylor Heineke has been purchasing shoes in the color of the opponents that he defeats. So like Texans last week, like I don't know why you have so much confidence. You almost got picked off 700 times. He bought a pair of sneakers that are like Texans colors. He did it with the Eagles. He did it with the Packers. He did it with the Colts. That's chaotic confidence. You've got to be a little bit like, I don't know, deranged to be that confident in this kind of position to be buying sneakers. So I'm buying in. I am buying in on the chaotic confidence. Okay, if defense won championships, the Broncos they'd be all set, you guys. In fact, if they had just scored 18 points in every game this season, they'd be 7-3 instead of 3-7. Turns out, offense matters. It matters a little bit. Sam Darnold is making his first start this season against that Broncos defense. The Panthers are home underdogs. Will Russell help out that defense and not pull a Zach Wilson?
I think he will help out in the capacity where he's the quarterback and he'll take the snap and the ball won't immediately go to the other team.
That's it.
But that's about it. This Panthers offense with Baker Mayfield as the starting quarterback was averaging 16 points a game. I think Sam Darnold is better than Baker Mayfield, even though this is his first start. So I'll give them the boost there. And the Broncos only averaging 14.7 points per game, just based on that. Like at some point, this game is going to be over and everybody will hopefully be in a better position, but I've got the Carolina Panthers winning 17-15.
Nathaniel Hackett always says somebody's got to win.
Yeah, somebody's got to win. I say it's
win.
Nathaniel Hackett this week. I've got him 12-9, no touchdowns in this game. And I'm going to talk about the Panthers defense either, because Sam Darnold settling like the Darnold versus Baker Mayfield debate is like now the most pointless sports argument of all time. Let's talk a little Jeremy Chin and J.C. Horn. This secondary is better when those two guys are out there and balling. I love how versatile Chin is. He was making plays last week. J.C. Horn is one of the best young cornerbacks in the league, and that's why I think Russell Wilson will not have a touchdown in this game. They're actually going to get 2 of these field goals on a short field because of turnovers and special teams, and they win 12-9. Look how specific all of that.
Wow,
Very
really
wildly
that out.
specific. Okay, so I kind of have something similar in terms of final score, 19-15 in favor of the Broncos. I want to give some love to the Broncos secondary. It didn't look as great last week as we've seen because obviously, look, when you face Devontae Adams, it's always going to be difficult. But Pat Surtain, he's one of the best young corners in our league. Arguably, next season we'll probably talk about him as like maybe the best, right? If they get a little bit of help, a little bit of run support there with their offense. But this secondary, like this is something special. They've got a very, very special back end of that defense. So it should get some, I feel like we say like a lot of things about the Broncos is like wah, wah, because the offense is a little lackluster. But the secondary, A+, they've done a great job. They keep getting better. Just good things.
We're truly tired of talking about Russell Wilson. That
I'm
now he's
so
no longer
tired of
even
it.
mentioned in the Broncos.
No,
And
I only want to talk about Pat Surtain.
somebody talks about the Broncos, all I hear is wah, 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 wah,
Me too. Me
Just
too.
Charlie Brown.
Except the secondary. Secondary is good.
Just Charlie Brown speak.
Tune in Sunday.
This has got to be the lowest
Wah, wah,
scores
wah, wah.
that we've given any team this season, any game this season. I'm going 10-7 for the Broncos. Broncos Broncos. Take a screen grab of this and then
Cynthia's
post
got a
it.
score fest.
Post it up in your
Score fest.
locker room. This is where this is the disrespect that you guys that the Titans are looking for. It's belonging to the Broncos and the Panthers. It's just two very bad offenses and one good defense. So that's what I'm going.
I'll take the Straybon, and also I feel bad about talking bad about this game. There is something exciting that we'll get to see, and that is
What?
two absolutely dreadful offenses and good defenses that are going to make turnovers. Like look at this. These offenses turn the ball over. We've got the late strip by the Baltimore Ravens, and then, Russ. I know we weren't going to talk about him, but he's
Now you are.
served up some opportunities for the opposition this season.
right.
So yeah, even though it's not Baker, we still get to see some Baker picks. Isn't
This
that
is
fun?
the back-to-back stray bonds. The dogs are barking. They didn't work out for you that great.
No, they didn't.
Okay, it is time for over under. Let's talk about this Bucs Browns game. Over under is at 42.5. Tom Brady versus his former backup Jacoby Brissett. I am taking the over. Tom Brady was fun in Germany. He tried to catch a touchdown. He's out of his mind right now. He tried. It was bad, and we all laughed collectively in Germany. Also, Jacoby Brissett, this is going to be his last start for the Browns, right? And he just said this week, I think I've proven myself as a starting quarterback somewhere in the league. I hope he balls out for this team. I am going over.
Jacoby Brissett's been better than half the quarterbacks in the league, but I'm still going under for this game. Yeah, because Jacoby Brissett and Tom Brady, two of the best quarterbacks in the world at quarterback sneaks on 3rd and 1, 4th and 1. That's how Jacoby learned it back in the day. But I think there's going to be a lot of running, a little more defense, especially out of the Bucs. Not a lot of great passing in this game.
Oh, 20-24, so that's more. I like this one. I think that I'm going to go with what Rachel said. Tom Brady's fun. I like it. I like that everyone collectively laughed at him after it didn't work out, too. That was very funny as well. But when I'm looking at this game realistically, I think that the run opportunity against the Bucs is going to be very difficult. So it's going to have to be a lot more passing with some Donovan Peoples-Jones mixed in there. That's been a nice thing for fantasy purposes.
I've got the over as well because I'm with you, Rachel. Jacoby Brissett has been balling. He had his second career 300-plus yard, 3-touchdown game against the Buffalo Bills, and I do believe that he deserves a shot at being a starting quarterback. And the Bucs offense is better, so why not points? Why not?
Okay,
points?
why not? Why not points? Okay, Ravens, Jags, similar situation here. Over under at 43.5, but I've got the Ravens winning 21-10. That is the under. How many did they put up against the Panthers? Only 13. I'm going under.
I am going under as well, 20-17. Ronnie Stanley is out for the Ravens. I think that's one of the biggest injuries to watch in the league over the next few weeks. It's not going to be a season-ending injury, but they are not the same offense without him. Demarcus Robinson is their #1 cornerback. I think this Jaguars defense is more talented than they've shown. They should play better.
I've got 26-19, so that's more points in this one. When I'm looking at, the Ravens game, that was interesting against the Panthers, but I don't think that happens twice. Now that Ronnie Stanley isn't playing, I think that they will figure out the run a little bit more ahead of time, and then we'll see a lot more Mark Andrews who's getting back in after that injury. So, I think that we'll see a ton more catches from him.
Yeah, I've got 24-21. Baltimore squeaking by a Justin Tucker field goal. I'm not that bothered by DeMarcus Robinson. I wish that the Ravens had more at wide receiver, but considering that Lamar won an MVP with Willie Snead as his wide receiver one, I think
you gotta make that face.
Willie's got family.
Willie
He's a fan of the show.
I love Willie Snead.
Your face wasn't telling us
Some
that.
big moments with the Saints.
It's just, you watch A.J. Brown playing for the Eagles, and you're like, oh, that would be nice.